It's time. College football.
Play the trumpets.
Thanksgiving week. Rivalry week. Michigan, Ohio State. The over-under's 47.5 right now. Michigan -3.5. We're losing Dylan real quick. I'll keep the intro going.
You're good. You keep going.
I can't believe this game. I'm so excited for this game.
This is going to be the
hot takes. I have some hot takes about this rivalry, but we'll get that figured out later. We got the Michigan man, Dylan himself. I'm a Michigan man. I've been a Michigan man all year, even though Dylan thinks I'm anti-Dylan, anti-Michigan. I've been all in on this Michigan team. Dylan, your time to shine.
It's been a season full of trials and tribulations, right? You know, at first they want us gone because of
roller coaster. Use the roller coaster term.
It's been a roller coaster. Yeah. It's been a roller coaster where we actually started on a downslope somehow. Like we went and then it wasn't even like an uphill. It was just down. We managed to power through adversity. We beat every team by what it feels like 4 bajillion points. Then they say we don't play anybody, right? First we get in trouble for cheeseburgers. Then, you guys haven't played anybody. UNLV currently 9-2, sitting very close to the top of the Mountain West. Bowling Green beats Georgia Tech, who beat some other ACC team. And ECU I can't say much about. And then the Connor Stallion stuff comes out, and they say, oh, well, Michigan's cheating. Well, wait, we knew they were cheating. We changed our signs before they played us last year. We gave TCU Michigan signs. No one can do any wrong except Michigan. And this is what it all comes down to. Jim Harbaugh will not be there on the sidelines. He's helping the team prep, but it will be Sharon Moore coaching again. The game is the game, right? This is the last time that the game's probably going to be for a playoff spot, at least this obviously, because starting next year, we're going to have 12 teams, and there's a very good chance that both of these teams will already have their spot locked in. The game means a lot. Crying Ryan, you got Ohio State alumni going around taping over every Michigan or every M on campus. You got Michigan men, Michigan graduates out there curing cancer. I'll let you decide what's more important. This is the first year in the last 3 years I have felt so confident that Michigan is going to steamroll Ohio State, and it's not even going to be close, right? The last 2 years we beat them by 2-3 possessions. This game is going to be so ugly, so ugly. There will be Ohio State fans that don't watch the second half. They will go finish their Black Friday. No, it's Small Business Saturday. They're going to make their way down to whatever. Abby just texted me. She disturbed me in the middle of this rant. Gosh, dude. They're going to be small business supporting whatever. Small Business Saturday. The game will be over, I would say, probably by 12:45.
Wow.
It's not going to be close. I'm not betting on it, obviously, because I will be tied up into it emotionally. Congrats to Michigan in the playoffs for a third year in a row. Final score prediction? Is that what you guys are waiting for?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what we've been waiting for.
Exactly what we're waiting for.
Yep.
65-21, and 2 of those touchdowns will be in the fourth quarter with our third string defense in.
Oh my gosh. Carter, before I let you jump in here, first of all, bold prediction, Dylan. I'm shocked to hear you go that far. On this show, noted rivalry, me and Carter, Carolina Duke, Carolina beat Coach K. That was like one of the biggest things in the rivalry. So that's where I want to go to, is on this rivalry, Dylan. You mentioned it. Probably the last time that this rivalry is for a playoff spot. So whoever comes out on top here, I know Michigan's won the last couple of years, but if Ohio State does come out on top here, is that viewed in a different light, much more heavily, as kind of like the bookend to the rivalry?
Absolutely not. We didn't have our head coach. I mean, they should have won.
Oh, there. Okay, so there's the.
They don't.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree with you, Connor. I think it is.
I think it means more.
I think it is that Carolina Duke Final Four where this is kind of the trump card.
Yeah, because it's always going to be, because whenever me and Carter argue, it's always going to be, we ended Coach K's career in the Final Four, beat him in the Final Four, beat him in his last home game. No matter what, I'll always say that. If Ohio State wins, it's going to be the last year of the 14 playoff. We kept Michigan out. We beat you guys. Now you have to wait for a 12-team playoff to get back in. And even though it could be accurate or not, Dylan, you have to be a little worried about that. This game might mean a little bit more.
I'm more worried for the Ohio State fans when we absolutely bludgeon them without our head coach, and all of these people around this area are just going to start calling for Ryan Day's job, that this is going to be the last game meaningful game that Ryan Day coaches, because this will keep them out of the playoffs. They'll be in Nashville playing the Music City Bowl, maybe Cheez-It Bowl or something like that. That is what I'm more worried about, is the legacy that Ryan Day is going to leave for these wonderful people in Columbus, right? I mean, these people deserve to be winners, but Michigan, they just come into town, and this year they got to go to Michigan, but last year they just come into town and they say, hey, if it wasn't for Utah, Columbus people should be more fans of the Utah Utes than the Ohio State Buckeyes, because that's the reason they got in the playoff last year. I don't like doing this. Like, this isn't a fun thing for me. I love these people. They're my family. They're my friends. But it's just what has to happen, and I feel bad for him. I feel bad for crying Ryan. Zach Smith, I don't feel bad for. Sexually assaulted his wife, by the way. But, yeah, I feel bad for these Columbus people, these Ohio State fans.
All right.
It is kind of funny Zach Smith wants to go after Harbaugh and Stallions about stealing signs when, let's not forget Urban and his wife helped him cover up for a crime.
All right. Well,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, nope.
Strong words.
It's hot here. I'm taking this off.
Dylan, do facts care about your feelings?
Never do. Ever.
There you go. That's our answer. Is it crazy to me that the best offense either of these teams have faced this year is probably Maryland?
I don't think that's crazy, though. I don't think that's too crazy, though. I think they're like top 25 in pass yards per game.
Outside of Maryland?
And that's after playing both of those defenses. That taints those stats.
Yeah, they put up some points.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, after Maryland, what's the best offense either of these teams have played?
I mean, your mind jumps right to, like, Penn State, but we saw what they did against good competition.
Notre Dame?
Notre Dame. I seriously, I'm not even trying to be funny here. The hat's off or whatever. Western Kentucky might be one of the best offenses that Ohio State's played. Like, not even being funny.
No, that's my point. That's why I brought this up.
Let me look through the schedule. I'm looking at Michigan's right now. UNLV, juggernaut in the Mountain West. People want to keep writing that off. Nebraska, yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of offensive prowess there.
I know, but there's not a lot in this game either from the. I guess you could say both sides. I mean,
hopefully JJ McCarthy doesn't have to throw more than 20 times. We might be on here playing a little funeral song for the Wolverines.
Dylan, going through my prep here. Some things I had. This is the game we find out if Connor Stallions mattered.
No, I completely disagree with that.
Yes,
I completely disagree with that. No, I will literally I will screenshot you an excerpt from the Columbus Dispatch last year where Ryan Day said that they knew we had the signs and they changed them, and we still mollywopped them at their place. Like that. Mm-hmm. This whole Connor Stallions that is so blown out of proportion, because not only did the teams know that this was going on and they changed their signs, they corroborated with teams around them to make sure that everybody knew we had their signs, and they all changed them up. Like that was a worry for me at the very beginning. Once the news started coming out, that is not a worry for me. And this whole JJ McCarthy passer rating when blitz thing since Connor Stallions left, that is a coincidence, right? Because do you know what game they coincidentally left off of that stat? Penn State.
Love it. I love it. Dylan.
I love when Dylan plants his flag on something like this, especially when it's something personal, because if Michigan comes out and steamrolls Ohio State, the clips are going to be outrageous. I mean, there's going to be victory laps. There's going to be quote tweets. There's going to be.
All right. Dylan, Connor, what's your pick in this game?
I'm with Dylan. I don't know if it's going to be 65-21, like you said, but I like Michigan to cover here. I really do. I think it's going to be closer than a blowout, but I like Michigan to win by 7 or more. I really do. I think they're just the better team.
Are you thinking more 72-21?
I was thinking more, maybe like a 31-20.
We'll do score predictions. We'll make that a clip, and then that'll just be hilarious.
Oh yeah,
Dylan, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Dylan, I think no matter what comes out of my mouth, you are going to hate what I say because you're anti-Carter. People need to know.
No,
that.
You're anti-Dylan. You say you're a Michigan man, but you're not. You get faulty, and your faith wavers when things get tough.
Oh my gosh, no, Dylan, no! I've been with Michigan this whole time. The only knock I've said on them is their schedule.
Yep, and that's the
only knock.
I'm not going to say you don't know ball, but that is the easy thing to say when it comes to Michigan.
Dylan,
that's the only thing people have.
Dylan, I think my fate's going to falter again. I'm sorry. It's
You're going
Michigan
over.
minus 3.5. It's Michigan minus 3.5, baby. They're dominating Ohio State. I went through the stats, Dylan. Michigan's winning. Michigan's going to win. Oh, baby, they're going to
Walk
win.
me through the stats. What did the stats say?
Kyle McCord.
Did the stats tell you the same thing they told me? Is in Ohio State can't run the ball?
That exactly. Okay. And you know what's going to happen is
They're gonna have to
this
pass.
this is the least talented quarterback Ohio State has had maybe since what 09, like 2010. It's been a long time since they've
Fickle
had a
days,
quarterback probably this not talented. I guess that's a bad way to say it, but they're going to force Kyle McCord to throw the ball. Kyle McCord has turned the ball over in over 50% of his road games, and they've played against bad teams like Purdue. And one of those games that he didn't get a pick was Purdue. 3 out of 4, he threw a pick in the Notre Dame game. He didn't throw a pick because he just had to hand the ball off every time.
Yep.
He's going to be forced to throw in this game on the road. Kyle McCord to get an interception is going to get played on my card. I don't know what the weather is in Ann Arbor. Need to find out.
It's bad. It's bad. It was like 3 degrees a week ago, and now it's like 43 and sunny. Not good. Not good for Michigan.
Is it though? Then they get to make Kyle McCord pass the ball. This is going to force him to throw the ball more. They're already going to try and establish the run. And if Michigan's run defense is as good as we think it is, they can stop that and force Kyle McCord to throw the ball.
I'm not going to get into the weeds very much here with in-depth Michigan talk, but Mikey Sainer still had 2 interceptions last week. Like, just face guard Marvin Harrison Jr., throw Mikey Sainer still on Marvin Harrison Jr., maybe have Will Johnson go in and help out, double team him. Just take him away. Keep him. I don't care about Cade Stover. I don't care about Egbuka. You keep Marvin Harrison Jr. in his own little corner all game. They're not going to be able to run the ball. That is what has to happen. And I think that will happen.
I think you guys highlighted it. McCord is not good enough to stray away from the game plan like that and kind of improvise on his own. He can't scramble out and make the play MTP like Dylan says. He just doesn't have that in him. And I think if they do take away Marvin Harrison, if they get him off his game plan of like what they're scripted to do, I don't think you can trust him. And I don't think they're good enough to get Michigan off their game plan. I think Michigan's going to ground and pound, and they're just a better team. I really just think they're the better football team. It's very simple.
Counterpoint, Dylan. I do want to ask this question. Some are asking. I'm not asking because I'm a Michigan man. My fate doesn't falter.
Okay.
JJ McCarthy, what's going on?
Some are saying he was the Heisman favorite not too long ago. By default.
Some are saying very noteworthy people, very prominent people in the biz, Brian Valderez, saying JJ McCarthy sucks.
Oh.
He might be a casual. Jury's still out, but Brian might be a casual.
Might need to write down the time code to this.
Very easy to sit here and say, look at a box score and say, oh, well, McCarthy threw an interception against Maryland or, didn't pass the ball in the second half against Penn State. The fact of the matter is he doesn't need to. Like, that's not Michigan football. We're not going to air the ball out. Now, there's special cases like Ohio State last year where, guys just get wide open. No one within a country mile of I'm blanking, Andrew Anthony. And you got to pass the ball because the guys are so wide open, and Michigan is so good at blowing Ohio State's coverage and getting these guys open to where, guys, I don't want to overreact here. I don't want to beat a dead horse. Wide open. No one within a country mile of these guys. You have to pass the ball.
But the thing is, you have to admit, though, this Ohio State defense is very different from last year.
And, guys, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but last year, wide open. No one in the vicinity.
Different.
Continue, Carter.
It's different.
The defense is very different. That's right. And it is a completely different Ohio State team than what we saw the last 2 years. I've said it once, I'll say it again. They go out after 2021, they go out and hire the best defensive coordinator they could in Jim Knowles from Oklahoma State. They go out and get him. He didn't make any improvements last year, but this year is when we see it. They look great in coverage. They look all right against the run. The defense has stepped up in a very big way. I'm not doubting that. The difference is they completely substituted that for a bad quarterback that can't throw the ball. And you can point to his stats and you can say, oh, well, he has X yards, X touchdowns. Who have they played, right? Purdue, a lot of those stats came against Purdue, who's statistically the worst pass defense in the Big Ten. Notre Dame, they barely beat. It took 10 men on the field on defense on the last play of the game for Ohio State to beat Notre Dame. Penn State, whatever you want to say, we beat them by more than Ohio State
Rutgers.
did. Decent defense, actually. You'd be surprised how good their defense is. But I hear what you're saying. The defense is great. I don't think it's going to matter. It will very much be played on the I don't even know, because you think Travion Henderson, right? Ohio State running back. You think Mayan Williamson. You think these guys are great. These guys are great running backs. They're not. You look at their stats. Travion Henderson missed half the season. Like they're like 60th, 70th in rush yards per attempt. Like, they aren't running the ball in big chunks. They're going to have to resort to the pass, and I don't know where they're going to pass the ball to, right? You cover up Harrison. I don't know. Michigan. I've never been this confident about it.
All right, here's the clip. Score predictions, Connor.
I don't know if it's going to be a blowout like Dylan's insinuating. My score prediction, Carter, is going to be Michigan 31, Ohio State 20. I think Ohio State keeps it close, but I think it's one of those games where it never feels like Michigan's not in control. Much like that Penn State game, I think Michigan's going to be in control the whole game. There's never really going to be a doubt they're going to win. I like 31-20 Wolverines. That's my prediction.
Dylan.
Michigan 65, Ohio State 21.
Wow.
No elaboration.
Take the over.
I'm going Michigan 34, Ohio State 17.
Double them up.
Michigan by double digits in all of our predictions. This could backfire.
Yeah,
this won't backfire. There's no way.
I don't like Carter being on him.
Oh no, anti-Carter rhetoric.
I don't like Carter like them to win national title. I don't like Carter saying they were going to go undefeated before the season. They're 11-0 going to the last game, and they're favored in this game. And Carter hasn't been on Michigan all year. Tired of it. I'm tired of it, Dylan. We're running out of time.